Title: When I tried to be intimate, my wife said, "Use your hand. I'm not in the mood to please you." I said, "Fair enough." Next day, when she asked for shopping money, I said, "Use your job. I'm not in the mood to finance you." When she realized, she said it like it meant nothing. Use your hand. I'm not in the mood to please you. No anger, no shame. Just that flat tone that comes from someone who's already detached. I looked at her, really looked. The woman I once thought I'd grow old with. She was scrolling her phone, half buried in pillows, eyes glazed with apathy. I said nothing, just nodded. Fair enough. That was the last honest thing I said to her that night. We weren't always like that. I used to think love was a kind of investment. You pour in time, faith, and quiet sacrifices, and in return, you build something solid, something safe. She was my first real win in life. Beautiful, clever, with that magnetic kind of charm that could turn a room her way. I built a home for us, paid off debts, upgraded cars, gave her a life that looked perfect from the outside. But that's the thing about appearances. They never bleed. The distance started quietly. Forgotten good nights, quick dismissals, her phone always faced down. Then came the coldness. Not fights, just absence. I told myself she was tired, burnt out. I didn't want to believe what the silence was hiding. The first clue came wrapped in perfume. A brand I couldn't afford. A scent she never wore for me. Then late-night showers, whispered phone calls, the laughter she used to save for me, now saved for someone else. One night I asked, "You've been distant. Is there someone else?" She didn't even blink. Don't be dramatic. That was the moment I realized the truth didn't need to be spoken. It was already living in the spaces between her words. So I stopped asking. I started watching. Every morning she'd leave early for work. I started tracking her phone using the family locator app she forgot I set up when we first married. I never confronted her, not yet. Patterns emerged. Same address, same time frame. I drove there once, parked 2 blocks away, watched her walk into a hotel. Red dress, high heels, no guilt. The man? Her manager. The one she said was married and boring. That night I came home before her, sat in the dark, listening to the hum of the fridge. My pulse was steady. I wasn't heartbroken anymore. I was calculating. You learn a lot about people when you stop reacting. I started moving money. Slowly, quietly. Our joint savings became my separate accounts. I paid off the house, put it in my name only, citing a refinance for lower rates. She signed the papers without reading. Then I started documenting everything. Screenshots, messages, GPS logs, hotel receipts. I built a folder thicker than a legal textbook. She thought I was distant, cold. In truth, I was building a stage, and she was about to perform on it. The breaking point came 2 months later. She came to me one morning, sweet as honey. "Can I borrow some cash? I saw this bag, half off, but I need to grab it today." I looked up from my laptop, calm. "Use your job," I said. "I'm not in the mood to finance you." The flicker in her eyes, that was the first crack. Confusion, then irritation, then something that looked like fear. She laughed it off, but her tone was brittle. What's that supposed to mean? I smiled. Fair enough, right? She didn't get it then, but she would. I waited another week, enough rope for her to hang herself twice. Then I invited her parents for dinner. Her sister too, said I had a surprise. She dressed up that night, thinking I was trying to fix things. When she walked into the dining room, I had the projector ready. It started with photos, hotel receipts, GPS timestamps. Then came the video footage. I'd hired a private investigator to follow her for 2 weeks. Her mother's hand flew to her mouth. Her father's face turned crimson, and she froze. staring at herself on the screen, wrapped around another man like a cheap secret. No one spoke for a full minute, just the soft hum of betrayal filling the room. Then I said quietly, "This is the woman I've been financing, defending, and loving." She told me to use my hand when I tried to touch her, so I did. And while I was using my hand, I used my head too. She lunged for the remote. I let her grab it. Control meant nothing now. The truth was already loose. That night, she packed a suitcase. I didn't stop her. Before she left, she turned to me. "You could have just left. Why humiliate me?" I met her gaze. "Because you didn't just betray me, you made me feel small in my own home. I wanted you to understand what that feels like." She blinked, fighting tears. But they weren't for me. They were for the life she'd just lost. Divorce went fast. I'd already prepared everything. Assets secured, evidence logged, lawyer briefed. She tried to negotiate, cried. But you can't bargain with someone who's already made peace with the fire. In the end, she walked away with nothing but the clothes she brought in that first night years ago. And me? I got silence back. People ask if I miss her. I don't. What I miss is the man I was before her, the one who believed love meant safety. Now I know better. Love without respect is a leash. When she realized pleasure and payment were both self-service, her mood became desperate. She texted, called, begged. I never replied. Because sometimes the cruelest revenge isn't fire or fury, it's indifference. And when she finally stopped trying, when her name disappeared from my screen, I knew the performance was over. I closed the file, burned the evidence, poured myself a drink. Then, for the first time in years, I smiled. Because I hadn't just gotten even, I'd gotten free.